Hey there, lesson 196. This is a tough one because of the language. It can be but myself I crucify is the soundbite. Only I can hurt me is the essence of it. And if you skip down in the text to, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, the fourth paragraph. Today's idea is one step we take in leading us from bondage to the state of perfect freedom. Let us take this step today. Okay, so this is one step forward. And the next paragraph, the dreary, hopeless thought that you can make attacks on others and escape yourself has nailed you to the cross. Perhaps it seemed to be salvation, as in protecting yourself and protecting yourself from harm and danger. But then it says, yet it merely stood for the belief that the fear of God is real. And what is that but hell? Who could believe his father is his deadly enemy, separate from him, etc.? So whenever any tendency on our part to attack someone else is telling us our belief is that God's love is not here, that God is somehow causing distress to happen to us. Okay, so the next paragraph, such is the form of madness that you believe if you accept the fearful thought that you can attack another and be free yourself. Until this form is changed, there is no hope. Until you see that this, at least, must be entirely impossible, how could there be escape? Okay? So it says in the next paragraph, to question it at all, this idea that God's something to be feared, is separate from us, could be angry, could punish us. Its form must be changed at least as much as permits fear of retaliation to abate. So we have to change the idea. First, we shift the form just a little bit so we're no longer afraid that God's going to punish us, all right? Or that God's going to get back to us because we've attacked him, all right? Or her or it, however you feel about that. Okay, and then it says we can go on to the consider other steps. So the next paragraph, our next steps will be easy if you take this one, because from there we go ahead quite rapidly. All right, I'm going to go down to the next paragraph, second sentence. If it can be but you that you do crucify, you did not hurt the world and need not fear its vengeance and pursuit. If you cannot do anything to anything out there, but can only hurt yourself, then you don't need to be afraid of the world. You cannot ever have done anything to hurt anyone else, is what this is saying. And therefore, you don't need to be afraid that someone's going to come back and try to hurt you. All right? And there's some other stuff in there. You can play with that. But the next paragraph, there is an instant in which terror seems to grip your mind so wholly that escape appears quite hopeless. When you realize once and for all that it is you that you fear, the mind perceives itself as split. And this had been concealed while you believed attack could be directed outward and returned from outside. Okay, when we realize the only thing that can happen here is one part of our mind hurting the other part of the mind, if any hurt happens at all, then, oh my goodness, I can't escape. It's in me. I can't escape it. And that's terrifying. And as it says in the next paragraph, now, for an instant, is a murderer perceived within you, eager for your death, intent on plotting punishment for you until the end of time when it can kill you at last. Yet, in this instant is the time in which salvation comes as well. Fear of God has disappeared. Okay, the moment you go, oh my goodness, then you go, oh my goodness. And you can call on God to save you from the illusions by his love. And the next paragraph, there is no thought of God that does not go with you to help you reach that instant. Every thought of God goes with you to help you reach that instant and to go beyond it quickly, surely, and forever. So this is one of those times where we have to face the unfaceable in order to be able to experience the incredible support that is everywhere. Okay? And somewhere up near the top, yes, once it's the sentence, the paragraph that starts our next steps, third sentence. For once you understand, it is impossible that you be hurt except by your own thoughts. The fear of God must disappear. And that's really the purpose of today's lesson. Okay? I'm the only one that hurts me, is another way to say what today's lesson is. No one outside of me can hurt me. And I can't hurt anyone else, is another way to say it. And finally, this other way. It is impossible that anyone be hurt except by their own thoughts. So there's no reason to fear God. Yes. The lessons, we're doing a little morning, a little evening, a few times during the day. Yeah, that's the goal here. All right. Thanks so much for doing this work.